When we started looking at the SevernNet Business Explorer, essentially we were wanting to do an update to our business directory, and we wanted to move it from something that was just really a list of businesses in the area to something that enabled us to explore the sector stories. And I think this is definitely what became apparent as we were kind of talking to people, and they, were sort of, don't really know what necessarily goes on in the estates and what happens in that particular industrial estate, or what this project is coming forward. And those businesses also, there's such a spectrum of businesses who maybe have operated in one way for a long time, and other businesses within the same sector who are developing. And so being able to find a new way and a jazzy way of telling those stories was really key. And also to encourage people to kind of like reveal what happens behind the scenes in a business, to open up, what might be changing in our sector, and really kind of communicate that. So when we heard about the ConnectU platform, the fact that it's video led, and again, why Wayne's here today kind of doing this, is that we can start to kind of really visualize those stories.
So yeah, I've only got 10 minutes. So just a high level overview of what we're trying to do here. Make it easy for this talent and your prospects explore, discover, and engage with you. That's what it's all about. Some high level stuff here, because there's some huge shifts going on that you might not be aware of. Little stats this week that 30% of the world's population have been born since the iPhone was launched. So that's 20 years. We're moving from the us in the room as digital adopters to digital natives, and they do things very, very differently. So that's a fundamental shift that you've got to think about. And also the technology shift. We're moving away from the SEO world of your websites, moving to a generative engine optimization. And this is Google's new way of doing things. So thinking about that as well is a big thing for a small business. But we're going to try and make that easy. I've got some reports that can back this up. Well, I've spent 10 years researching this skills problem since my daughter was at school, And I've concluded that most sectors and businesses and roles are completely invisible to young people, which is pretty scary, and also digitally disconnected. And this is a report from Access Generation. Sadly, it stopped because the guy's terminally ill. So these are the sort of things that young people will say if they jump on your website. So it's trying to find an easier way of doing this. This is what young people are doing. This is Whitbread. They've clicked onto this. So these simple little fun videos are the hook to get young people interested in what you're doing. It's then what happens next. Where do they go next to find out next log information? So essentially what we're doing is transforming your traditional 2D directory that you might see everywhere, where you've got to spend time linking off to different business websites. So about 3 years ago, the light bulb came on when I was using Rightmove and Airbnb and all these platforms. And I thought, well, why has no one built that for businesses? So that's what we built, essentially. And enabling businesses to create themselves a low-cost mobile application. These are just two examples. Wayne's in the room here. He's built one for himself. Says it's very easy. And we obviously need hundreds of businesses on the platform to make it really of value. And essentially, it's going to help attract talent and prospects. That's the whole idea of it. So let's just show you something, because that's more interesting. So here's the current, the existing directory that exists, and this is ubiquitous. Even the biggest sectors in the country, if we take aerospace and defense and space, this is their directory. So if you want to find a business, you're interested in aerospace, this is one place that you go. You haven't even got a search capability on here. So I'm going to show you it in mobile view. What a lot of people don't realize is that because we've moved to a world of mobile, most websites are designed on a desktop first, rather than thinking about the size of the phone. You need to design it what it looks like on here first before you go to the main site. So this is how it's transformed. Obviously, there's not much in here yet. So this is why we want more companies and pilot companies involved. We're literally within 2 clicks, you can find a business. Obviously, the system knows where you are. So it's a map-based approach. And then you can click on any business and go into play a video straight off the map from the top, or go into their application. And it's very, very simply mapped out like this. And we've got, Wayne was doing someone as a micro business. Tom is a cleaning company. He's built one here as well, as you can see, with his services in it. Obviously, the contact us information. I'm going to show you another demo now of this is a hotel that was on the launch of the LSIP, Oxfordshire LSIP. We were talking about hospitality and getting kids into hospitality. If you go to their website, it's a 5-star hotel. She revealed they had 21 different teams in the hotel, and I went, wow. Anyway, she sent me the information afterwards, because here's the teams and roles in this hotel. But you won't find this on their website. So this is what we want businesses to do, is to break down their company into roles, and then have day in the life videos of what those roles are. We've also given qualification levels, so the businesses can actually assign that, so young people can see the sort of level of qualifications required. And then they can go back to their careers advisor and say, I'm interested in being a head gardener. So this is sort of game-changing stuff from a careers advice perspective. And we want every organization to do this. Because even a college, the colleges are here. I'm based in Cirencester. How many kids know that 300 people work in the college, and what do they do? Because the colleges aren't providing that information either. And then from a work experience point of view, let's make that easy. So this is what this particular business is offering, but in the back end of the system, and we just log into that. So here's an example of a college. So a college can put in your courses. So going back to the front end here, we were just browsing, but you can filter. So depending what sort of user you are, what are you interested in? Are you interested in products and services, or are you interested in apprenticeships or experiences of work or courses? So you can search and filter in that way as well. And hopefully you can see how simple it is to basically find this information. But this is the same way as when Airbnb started. They had 1 room, 2 rooms. It needs a snowball effect, and for more organizations to get involved. Obviously, the more businesses in there, the more value it becomes for everybody. So it's a win-win scenario going forward.